Hey, you lovely lot. I'm Teacher Jess, and welcome back to Geo Cafe. So, this is just a short little video. All that I wanted to do is take a quick look at gradients. So, hopefully, at this point, we've got a fair understanding of contour lines, and I want to just take a brief look at the concept of gradients using Minecraft. I will make a video on how to calculate gradients at another time. But for the time being, I just want to make sure that we understand what gradients in map work actually means and how contour lines can show us something about the gradient of a landscape. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, so now that we have an understanding of contour lines and how contour lines show us height and the shape of a landscape, we can also take a look at gradients. So gradient tells us how steep a slope is. Now, if you are a math student, you'll be able to relate gradients to graphs. I suppose maths or physics or any other type of science. But in our case on maps, gradient tells us how steep a slope is in a landscape. So I did already say that where you have these really big gaps, let's just move up, we have a really big gap from one step to the next step, we know that it's a gentle slope. But where you have very small gaps, we know that it is a steep slope. Let's see if we can find a nice new hill that we can explore. I think we're very familiar with the desert landscape now. We need a new landscape. Will this one work? Look at the pretty waterfall. I like that. Whoa, what is that? Oh, never mind. It's just loading. Okay, so we have a nice steep part over here, and that looks like a nice gentle part over here. So we can see that there's a big gap, right? There. And over here, there's very little gaps, so it's steep. And if you are familiar with the game, you know that you probably wouldn't want to jump off a path that's too steep, or else your character will take some damage. I know that now because I've played the game. I've fallen a few times and I've learned. I learned from my mistakes. There we go. Okay, so let's just first understand what does gradient mean. We know that it's how steep a slope is. But if, like I said, if you're a maths person, you'll think of gradient as a part of a graph. And if I ask you about the formula of a gradient, you would probably tell me about the change in y over the change in x, or rise over run. For my students, I like to simplify it a lot more, and that is up over across. And all it basically means is if I want to go one step up, boop, one step up, how far across do I need to go? So let's go back. Whee! There we go. So if I'm starting over here, and there's my next up. So I can't actually, I suppose I can count blocks if I need to. Just count that outline. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Come on. Don't mess with my count. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, this is supposed to be 25 over here, then 26, 27, 28, 29. Okay, that was a long count. So I had to move 29 blocks across before I moved another block up. That means it's a very gentle gradient. For every 29 across, it's one block up. Now let's go take a look at a steep gradient. Before the sun sets, I see it starting to get dark. Okay, so this side is the steep gradient. Oh no. Oh, okay. I was about to say it's a big jump. So let's start right at the bottom over here. Over here, if I'm starting over there, that's 1, 2, and then it's up. 1, 2, and up. 1, 2, 3, up. So for every for every 3 across, it was 1 up. And over here, it's just 1 up. Over here, it's a lot. That's a very big jump. That is very steep. That is very steep. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense. So this part is more steep. I don't have to run across very far before I go 1 up. Okay, the sun is setting. I think it's time to take a hint and call it a day over there. Sorry, that was a bad pun. I didn't mean to make a bad pun. No, not back to game. Exit. Thank you. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you guys learned something interesting, maybe had a few questions answered. I know it was just a little intro video, but maybe it will be helpful. Come ready with questions next time. I'm happy to help. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day. Cheers. Bye.